dude, I appreciate you taking time out of your Sunday, bro. Or Monday. Hey, it's Monday. Sorry.
It's Monday.
Dude, I didn't even know today was a holiday, man. When you said
I was going to say. This dude calls me this morning and goes, hey, man, you want to do something at 6 o'clock? Or what are you doing today? And I go, well, really, I'm just going to stay in the house today because it's going to be 104. He goes, wait a minute, aren't you working? No, dude, it's Labor Day.
I had no idea, man. I go downstairs, I told my wife, hey, did you know tomorrow's a holiday? She's like, you're just an idiot. Yes, I know it's a holiday. But so I appreciate you spending your afternoon helping me out, talking to me, Danny. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. You got me motivated.
I'm motivated, dude. So thank you very much, everybody, for stopping back by. You've reached the funniest BMX podcast there is out there. Thank you very much. This is a BMX podcast with Danny Pena and Kevin Wilson. We appreciate you guys coming by once again. Thank you. Well, boy, so what do you got?
Wait, before you get started, Kevin was making fun of me because he calls me yesterday. He goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm at the casino. And he thought I was like really seriously gambling. And then I talked to him in the evening. I go, oh, dude, I was playing bingo.
I was like, what? Dude, seriously, I thought you were slinging the dice at the craps table, $200 minimum, $100 hard ways. I was thinking, I didn't know Danny was a gambler. And I was like, dude, did you win? He's like, no, dude, I almost won. I only needed one more number. I'm all, yeah. For what? He goes, for bingo. I go, what? Bingo? And you went with some lady that was older than you, right? Or a neighbor or something? Dude.
I'm going to tell you something. First of all, the way they play, I've never played bingo before, other than as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Now they give you like tablets, so I had 500 cards, so I don't have to sit there and blot 500 cards. It actually auto fills in all my cards, and it moves the top. Like if you have the top 9 cards that have the best chance, it moves them to the top. So you're only looking at your best ones, and you're watching it autofill. It's really chill. And so I just ate and drank and chilled out. Well, I don't drink, but drank, Dr. Peppers. No, I don't drink anything at all, man. Yeah. And so I was like, everything was going cool. I was having a good time. And then I realized, I go, man, we got to play 21 games. And so we were there. Me and a friend of mine went, and we were there until, Kevin didn't end until like 4:30, I think. And we got there at like 11 in the morning. So it's like an all day, thing of just playing game after game. What's that now?
Indian Casino?
Yeah. It's called the Chicken Ranch in Jamestown, California. And dude, somebody won 12 grand yesterday. Yeah. And then there's some pretty good money in there. Although this one lady won 3,400, then she won another 1,200. And a lot of the pots, they were over $1,000, and then some of them were.
Pay to play?
Oh yeah, you got to pay to play. I think the buy-in was $140 to get in, and I thought it was 112. And then when we got there, it was like 140, and I was like, man, damn, So I got in.
Were you the youngest guy there?
I was of some of the youngest people there. Yeah, there were some older people there. And Kevin, you think we take BMX serious? We should do a podcast just on bingo people because they got all this crap all around them, all these ink blotters and rubber chickens and all this good luck stuff. And I'm like, what in the world? And dude, like the oldest ladies that could barely walk were sitting down with all their sheets in front of them. And then all of a sudden they were just like, no problem.
Yeah, I've seen it in movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's a different experience. It was fun. I had a good time, man. I was telling Kevin I almost won 500. I was like only one number away, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And this lady next to me, man, bingo, and I'm like, I kick you in your hip right now. That's messed up.
Oh, dude, that's funny, man. I swear, I go, man, I didn't know he was a gambler. We need to hit the casino. But
dude, I'm such a horrible gambler, man. I hate losing money, dude. And I don't know. I quit too easy. I'm like, oh man, I'm done.
Yeah, you have a low threshold for pain.
For real, dude. I do when it comes to money. Absolutely, man. I can see Kevin's a big time baller. You know,
I can play a little bit on their money. If I win some, I'll play that. But when it comes down to my money, I'm pretty gun shy.
So let me ask you a question related to BMX then, is like when you were collecting and building, isn't that somewhat of a gamble in itself since you're Yeah. So what do you think the outcome is most of the time for you?
Oh, it was I won most of the time by far, overwhelming majority of the time. Absolutely, I won.
What would you consider a good win, you know, when you were flipping bikes?
Double your money.
Double your money. That's it. Simple.
Yeah. If I bought a bike for $500, I sold it for $1,000. That's good. That's great.
When you would flip a bike like that, did you have to do anything, turn in your wrenches, do any restoration, or did you just?
Yeah, I'd take it apart. I'd piece it out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So
rarely did I sell them when they were still complete. Normally, I would take them apart and sell them piece by piece.
Okay.
But since you asked that,
right?
Okay, I told a story before I even met you, how I scored a Maui Blue, like an '85 Maui Blue GT Pro Performer from my friend in North Carolina. Did I ever tell you this story?
No.
So I have this Marine Corps friend that lives in North Carolina, and he knew that I was into BMX. Now this is way before the podcast, way before any of that stuff. And but he knew that I like BMX bikes. So he was on some job. He's like a home inspector or something, maybe like some sort of inspection. He does home stuff. And he went to one of his clients. As one of his clients had a bike underneath the porch. And the neighbor goes, well, you can look underneath the porch. There's a bike underneath there. And my friend went underneath there, pulled his bike out, and it was a Maui Blue like '85 Pro Performer. Like it looked like someone.
It was under a house, right?
Under a porch, an enclosed porch under a house. Yeah, so he pulled it out, and it looked like some kid was riding it in 1987. Just stuck it underneath the porch and left it there. It was covered in dirt, covered in grease, all this stuff. It was a mess, but it was 100% original. When I say 100% original, it had the original tubes, cables, tires, everything. And he's like, hey, is this worth anything? I go, absolutely, it's worth something, dude. So after some back and forth, I posted a picture of it. On Facebook. I said, hey, check out, my friend found this. I'm going to buy it from him. Hey, check this out. I was bragging. I was flexing on this bike that I was going to get.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a free sell guy. And so one of my Facebook friends at the time went through my friends list. I said I put an old Marine Corps buddy has this bike he's going to sell me. And one of these, you know how you got the friends that you really don't know, but they're friends with you on Facebook?
Like acquaintances, yeah.
Right. One of these guys went through my friends list and narrowed it down to the dude that I was talking about and messaged him directly and said, hey, I'll give you $1,000 for the bike.
Whoa.
And my buddy emailed me and goes, dude, this guy, one of your friends emailed me or direct message me saying he'll give me $1,000 for the bike. I'm all, really? So you got to watch if you find something good, you got to watch where you post the pictures. I see people post pictures of like Craigslist ads and say, hey, is this bike worth this much money? And they'll actually use the link. And that bike's going to be gone, even if it is worth something. And, someone's going to snake it out from underneath them. But yeah, I got that Maui Blue Performer, dude, from my friend. It was pretty cool.
So somebody tried to go behind your back and swoop it up first, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So check this out.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I can always drop the picture in the. I wasn't prepared to talk about this, but
okay.
A couple days ago, the same friend, that was the first bike that he ever sent me. So ever since then, he sent me probably 100 pictures of bikes within his area. Hey, is this worth anything? Is this worth anything? It's really kind of cool that he sends me these pictures. And he sent me this. He sent me this picture. This bike, it's a Murray frame, possibly. Rear wheel has one missing support. And it looks like a Rampart with with Moto Mags.
Wow.
And it was only $150.
Okay, I see it.
I'm all, dude, that's a steal, man. You gotta grab it. He's like, no, I wanted to see if you wanted it. And I go, no. I go, how close is the bike to you? It's 3 hours. And I go, nah, don't do it for me, man. I don't want you driving 6 hours to get a bike, and then me having to buy it off you and then shipping it and taking it apart. But definitely, dude, if that was down the street at a yard sale, man, someone would have snaked that thing, dude. That was a deal for Moto. I think the Moto Mags go for what, $600-700 a set now, maybe more.
For an original set of Moto Mags?
Yeah. So that's the same guy that reached out to me. He does it every couple of days. He'll send me another picture. It's really kind of cool. So I got
that Performer. That's kind of a unicorn, man. That's like super rare.
Yeah.
That somebody just left the bike in one spot and it's untouched for all those years. What did it take for you to get it rolling, man? Or did you do anything with it at all?
I got it from my friend. I put air in the tires, and that was it. And I sold it as is. I've never disclosed what I sold it for.
I don't blame you, dude. You don't have to.
Well, okay, I'll put it this way. I think after shipping and everything, I think I was in the bike 500. So I think I might have given maybe 550. And so I think I gave my buddy 450 for it. I think the shipping was 100.
Yeah.
And I sold it for 1,000.
That's dude. That's a good. There you go. There's a winning story right there.
This is several years ago. So Tim, don't be mad at me, but I sold it for 1,000. And now I didn't know it was worth that much. One of the times I got lucky. And I've actually done a video on this. So if anybody goes way back in my old stuff, you see a picture of a Maui Blue Performer. That's the video that I did on it, and it explains it in detail what happened. But I've already done a video on that. But I just thought I'd bring that up now.
Yeah, because I know you're a fan of like the serious patina out, rusted out, dirty. That's it. This is just how I found it. You want it in that sort of. Yeah. You don't like to see the shiny restored stuff, huh?
No. Well, ironically, when I first started, for some reason, I got lucky with power lights for like about 6 months, and I had 4 power light P40s, and I took them all to get them. They were all jacked. The paint was on them, was all chipped up on all of them. They were all jacked up, and I took them down to and they all had power bin bars on. So I had the frame, fork, and matching power bin bars, bars on all of them, right?
Yeah.
And I took them down to my powder coater, and I think I paid $150 for each frame, fork, and bars. $150 to have them stripped and powder coated. So I did it for 4 frames, 4 forks, and 4 bars. And so I was into them for like maybe $200 a set, or $250 a set. I think I sold them all for like $600 or $500 each.
Another good move. So with the powder coating process, and I know we're getting off subject. Sorry, Kev, but if you take a frame and fork and you just take it to a local powder coater, are you going to expect to pay about $150 to $200, or was that a long time ago?
For a frame. This was probably 4 years ago. If I took just a single frame, for them to strip it and powder it, it was about $100 to $110 just for the frame, and then like another $40 for the forks, probably another $35 for the bars.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, because I think I hear that term tossed around a lot on other podcasts. I took it to powder coat. And I'm thinking to myself, I go, man, how much does that cost? Because that basically just brings it back to brand new, when it's powder coated over again. So were you happy with the results when they?
Yeah. And then I found Repop stickers on eBay and put the Repop stickers on there. So yeah, it was really cool. I did one white, one orange I did an orange one, which was sick, dude. I did 2 black. So I did 1 white, 1 orange, and 2 black. So it had orange power bin bars. They looked pretty good. And all this is on my previous. All this can be found if you go through and. my old videos, that type of thing.
That's pretty interesting that you were able to. So you did do a little bit of restoration on certain projects. Yeah. Because I mean, did you buy more parts for them, or did you reuse the parts that existed?
I just sold all the parts, man.
Oh, you pieced it out type thing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pair of back then, like a pair of what were they? Probably 97, 98 power bin bars, refinished, 150, $200, something like that. You know, if you got GT Mohawk hubs, not even the U.S. made, like the Taiwanese GT Mohawk hubs, you got a wheel set, that's 200. I bought the whole bike for 150, man. So just, you know, power light cranks are the power lights. Power Bite, is that the name of the power light cranks? Power Bite.
That sounds like pedals, but I could be completely wrong, dude. I'm not that up. Yeah.
Three-piece mid-school power light cranks, aluminum cranks. You know, $200-$300. The seats, those power light embroidered seats.
Yeah.
Those were $150 each, and I bought the whole bike for freaking $150, man. So it was just like printing money, dude. It was so easy.
Yeah. It's funny because all these bikes were so mass produced. I mean, if you think about it, from Mongoose Twin, Redline, Powerlight, everything's just mass produced, right? And now it's got all this great value, but there has to be thousands of them out there, man. It's just like, where are they?
Yeah. I was surprised myself after I started doing it, but there was one point I must have had 20 power lights in my garage. Like,
wow.
You know, most of them were like P38s, P41s, P40s, Spitfires. I never had a cockpit, but I had them. Then I had my P51. I got my P40. I had a lot of power lights, dude, and it didn't help that my brother designed them, so I kind of got into it, and I was asking questions. Like, hey, what's the seat? What's the seat post diameter on a 97 power light P51? He's like, I don't remember, dude. And I go, dude, you spec'd it, man. So anyway, he get mad at me because I keep asking him all these stupid questions.
Oh, I was listening to John Salami's show the other night, and he had Alan Foster on, and I said, hey guys, and John goes, oh hey, it's Danny from BMXPERTS Podcast, and he says he reviews magazines and stuff, and Alan goes, oh yeah, I used to work with Kevin's brother.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. I was like, oh man.
So that's funny because dude, I went riding with Al. This is way back, way 30 years, something like that. And Alan was the BMX product manager for Felt, and my brother was the director of product development for Felt. So we went riding a couple times with all the kids. I think we even went out to the desert, went desert riding on motorcycles with Alan. And Alan's a cool cat, man. We used to go dirt jumping in Huntington Beach. I don't. Maybe we might have went to what's the name of the place in Orange County? Anyways, we did some jumping and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. So my brother comes over to the house yesterday. All my family, my kids were there, girlfriends were there. My kids, girlfriends, father-in-law, all these people were there. We're all partying, having a good time. My brother shows up. I don't see my brother in person very often. And so we sit down, and my brother brings me a happy birthday. So I want to show you guys. When we were kids, we did two things on our notebooks at school. We would cut pictures out of the BMX magazines and then cover them with Scotch tape, and then trim around the picture on the Scotch tape. So we had Scotch tape taped to the picture taped to our notebooks, or we would draw on our stuff. And this is one of the images that we used to draw frequently. Tell me if you can't see it.
There you go.
So this is one of the images. So my brother drew me a card for my birthday, and he goes, dude, you remember we used to draw these on our notebooks? I'm like, yeah, dude, totally. So that was funny, man. So we're getting trash, and we're having a good time. We're bullshitting about BMX. And he goes, dude, do you remember when we rode our wheels? And I go, what? He goes, yeah, we were kids, dude. We rode our wheels. I go, I don't remember that at all. He goes like, yeah, dude, we were like, he goes, I was like 8, you were 10, and we sat down one day in the backyard and we wrote out our wills. And I go, well, what did we do? And he goes, yeah, dude, you willed your bike. He goes, I will my bike to my brother Brian, right? And then my brother didn't even will his bike to me. My brother willed his bike to a friend. I go, dude, that's chicken shit, man. You didn't even will me your bike. I will my Jag to my brother Brian, and Brian says I will my Jag to my friend Chris. You know, and we're like willing our Hot Wheels. Like my Dune Daddy goes to my brother. You know, my Stretch Armstrong goes to my friend John. We're laughing like this is hilarious. And so, anyways, we started talking. We were just talking all kinds of stuff, man. It was kind of funny. And dude, so I'm gonna tell one little story. You know how you're into Tough Wheels, right? And we all know that Tough Wheels went on wheelchairs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you heard my wheelchair story?
Negative.
Okay, all right. And the only reason I'm telling this is because we talked about it yesterday, and it's such a funny story, and it's epic in our family. So I'll explain. This is how it goes. So we're probably 12, 13, somewhere in there, 11, 12, 13 in that range. We're walking down an alley in back of Abbey Medical in our city. Actually, we were riding our bikes. Okay, we're riding our bikes down this alley, and we're in back of this medical supply company. There was like 15 wheelchairs by the trash can, and we're all, oh, check that out, dude. So we go over to the trash can. We're looking around, and there's some that are in the trash can, but there's some around the trash can. And they're throwing these wheelchairs away, dude. This is pretty cool. Hey, let's grab a couple. So me, my brother and I, and our friends that were there, was probably 4 or 5 of us. We all took a wheelchair, folded up, and pulled it behind us on our bikes, and we took it to my house, right? So over the next couple days, weeks, whatever like that, we would be riding these wheelchairs around on the street. We'd be doing wheelies and going up curbs, going down curbs, one-handed wheelies. We've been doing all this crazy stuff. And then finally we go, hey, dude, hey, maybe we can go to the market and we can cut in line at the market. So we started having these girls that used to hang out with us, they used to push us around the market, and we would be faking like we were in the wheelchair, right? So they'd be pushing us around, and then people let us cut in line at Safeway. So we thought that was funny, whatever. And then one time we were outside the market, and we were just sitting there kind of BSing, sitting in the wheelchairs. We weren't asking for money, right? But we were just sitting there kind of messing around. And this older guy comes up to my brother and flips him $5. Because this guy thought that we were asking for money and that we were in need and that we were really unable to walk. Now, please don't judge me. I'm 14 years old, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, what were you doing?
As God my witness, we were not asking for money. But this guy threw my brother some money. So we're like, hey, dude, how can we make this work? So we go home and we put our Boy Scout uniforms on. And we come back and we're sitting in the wheelchairs. Now,
I just want to make a disclosure that I did not grow up with Kevin. I did not. He's in Southern California. I'm in California.
I'm a kid, man. I'm looking for money for beef jerky and for Jolly Ranchers.
All right.
We go out in front of the market, and we just happen to have maybe some sort of a collection bowl, that if somebody wanted to put something in that bowl, we wouldn't complain. It wasn't like we were saying we're handicapped or whatever when we were sitting in. So we were doing this. We were doing this for a couple hours. We probably made $30 or $40. And that was until the manager of Safeway called the cops on us.
Oh my!
And the cops showed up. They're like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" We're like, "Hey, we're pretty good." And meanwhile, we're doing wheelies, right? Like we were so good at it, we could just sit and like at a standstill and wheelie, right?
Yeah.
So we're going back and forth. We're doing turns in the wheelchair and stuff. And the cop's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" "Oh, we're doing pretty good." He goes, "Are you guys really, are you guys really impaired or whatever?" And we're like, "No, Oh man, dude, he goes, he goes, you know what? Where'd you get these wheelchairs from? And he goes, we got it from Abbey Medical across the street.
Yeah.
So Abbey Medical, he called Abbey Med, they came back, they got their wheelchairs back, we went home, and then they called the cops. The cops called my mom, and then my mom had to come home from work early and chastise us. And my dad thought it was funny. My dad's like, oh, that's pretty funny, man, but my mom was bad. But so that's the wheelchair story. And ironically, years ago, I was interviewed on a military YouTube channel called Urban Valor, and I told that story on the podcast, and a lot of people didn't believe me. They were like, "Dude, this guy's full of shit. He didn't really do that." But it's straight up, man. We got busted hustling money in front of Safeway in wheelchairs with our Boy Scout uniforms on. That's
oh my dude. I'll tell you right now, my parents probably wouldn't have allowed me to hang out with you. They'd be like, no, you can't. We
were the good kids, dude. We had other friends that were worse. We were the good ones.
The first time somebody would have said, hey, let's go get our Boy Scout uniforms, I'm like, I'm out of here, man. You guys are stupid.
Dude, hey, man, have you ever been a Boy Scout?
No, never was a Boy Scout, Cub Scout, none of that. No.
Dude, okay, so we were for St. James Church across the street from my house. I think it was like a Lutheran church or a Presbyterian church. That was our first Boy Scout troop, and I swear, dude, we would go on Boy Scout outings, and we would bring we would sneak booze from our parents. We had cigarettes, we had porn, we had, dude, it was all of my bad vices that not my bad, but every bad vice that you could ever obtain was presented to me in the Boy Scouts.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad I stuck to like Little League.
Troop 369 in South Pass. Now, my mom found out that we were getting up to these shenanigans, right? So she put us in a troop, a Mormon Boy Scout troop, and that was a different story, dude.
Oh. Dude, you need to we could do a podcast just on your childhood alone, dude, because that is funny, man.
So, okay, man, I'm sorry. So we go into a Mormon 516 South Pass, Mormon Boy Scout troop, and it turns out that there was a famous actor that was in the Boy Scout troop. Did you ever watch Sheldon and the Sea Monster? No,
I can't say I have.
Okay, it was a Sid and Marty Krofft morning show, and there was a kid on there named Shelby. It was a character. His name's Sparky Marcus. He was a very famous child. He did Richie Rich. He was the voice of Richie Rich.
Oh, okay.
Cartoon. He did like Chips, did like Fantasy Island. He did all kinds of stuff in the 70s. Anyways, this kid was in my Boy Scout troop, and I stuff like that. Yeah. And when I got my wilderness survival badge, me and Sparky Marcus had to build some sort of a fort to spend the night in the snow, and we froze to death together at night in a.
You actually did it?
Yeah, I did it, man. Anyways, that's my Boy Scout stuff, dude. Kind of funny. Anyways, man. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I got some news this morning regarding Frogtown. I was from Michael Rayner, and Frogtown. I don't know if you guys know, it's the September 12th and 13th, I believe, and 14th. I think that's the dates for it. But apparently, you have to report for bike inspection on Friday to race on Saturday. And I thought to myself, that's strange. Why would you have to go and have your bike inspected the full day before the race? But there's some guys doing some shady things, man. You want to hear this?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay, all classic bikes will be Aerotech inspected to receive special sticker to get on the gate Friday morning and on the race days. Oh, well, it's on race days, so I guess you could do it on Saturday. In the spirit of fairness and the event, inspectors are looking at era-correct frame, fork, bars, etc. So, for example, we don't want someone trying to run a 1990 GT Pro Series as a 1979 GT. We also don't want to see a 1975 Mongoose with alloy wheels and redline flight cranks. They will not care about tires, chains, etc. It's all about fun, people. Just don't be that guy. So I guess people kind of walk the line a little bit on what is considered vintage and what is not. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I think Mike misunderstood, because it says right here they're going to do the inspection Friday morning and on race days. So I guess they're going to do it on Saturday. He probably just didn't understand it correctly.
What's wrong with the Mongoose with flight cranks? That's old school.
Well, I think if you're looking at a 70s Mongoose, you're in the 70s class, there was probably no redline flights yet. I think it was more or less.
There were definitely alloy wheels.
Yeah, I think there would be, wouldn't there? Do they want to see like Motomags and Tough Wheels or something like that for that?
I don't know, dude. Like that seems a little much.
Yeah, it goes on to say, pay attention to this. Classic and modern racing registration will be available on Friday, September 12th from 9 to 4 p.m. There will be no registration on Saturday, September 13th, 2025 for any classes. Okay, so you do have to register on Friday. Your classic bike will be inspected to make sure it's correct in class. You'll be required to have your bike tagged and wear a wristband after signing the liability waiver before you get on the track. So it's a risky business, dude, going down those downhill tracks on those 70s bikes, dude. This is the 5th year, so I'm always shocked, man, when you see somebody going down on, that bike that you posted the other day, that Huffy with the number plate in the middle of the frame, and you see guys riding bikes like that, man.
Yeah.
Down these steep hills. I'm like, wow, that seems insane to me, man.
What's insane to me is the Huffy monoshock, like the one that I sold Mike Miranda. I mean,
yeah,
you got like Tim Littlethorpe racing those things. That's sketchy. I don't know if I want to race a 70s monoshock like the one behind me.
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention. Can you imagine going full tilt downhill track on that bike?
It would be fun, but yeah, I think it'd be sketchy.
It'd be very sketchy, dude. I'm not. I'm not 12 anymore, so I don't think I could handle it, and I think I would totally crash. I have a lot of.
I would need like 4 more shocks on that thing to hold me up.
I would have to be wrapped in bubble wrap, dude, from head to toe, because I'm gonna crash.
What's kind of weird on that is the first year at Dirty Fest when I raced my Power Light, 96 Power Light. But you know what? I guess James was in a hurry that morning. He was like writing stuff down, and he goes, "What are you writing?" I go, 96 Power Light. He looks at it, he goes, "Okay." And I have repop parts on it. Hold on, let me see what it's repop. Repop cranks, repop pedals, repop bars. Repop seat, original seat.
Yeah.
Repop tires. So it's like he didn't look too hard. So I don't know if maybe they're just more strict at Frogtown.
Maybe, and this is like now they're starting to really get it to the point where it's a major event now. It's not like let's just try and see how throw it against the wall, see if it sticks. People legit look forward to this once a year thing, so yeah, I'll be out there on Saturday and I'm going to do some filming and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be weird because I just came from Dirty Fest. So now I'm going to see the flip side of it now on going back to Frogtown. So I'm looking.
If I can make it up there, man, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you can come today. Yeah. It's I got to tell you though, it's all up and downhill, man. Well, so is Dirty Fest. Dirty Fest is constantly going up and down hills. And for some reason, dude, it's the same thing. You just leave filthy. I'm like dirty from head to toe, man. Do
you set up with like a pop up and chairs, or are you mobile walking around the whole time?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely mobile, dude. I guess I start filming the minute I leave the house. Hey, I'm heading to Frogtown, and then I've got at least 4 videos of Frogtown races I've gone to on my channel, and then I get there and I just unload the bike, grab the camera, put it on the little selfie stick thing, and just walk around, start filming and riding around, and I try to watch and soak in as much as I can while I'm there. But Kev, I gotta tell you a story, man. Last year, so I go to Frogtown, right? The AC in my SUV is not working, and I'm like, I'll be okay. And it was like 100 degrees that day, and I drove all the way out there. And in the morning, it was okay. It was hot, but it was okay. And I stayed until late afternoon until I decided I've had enough. And I was starting to see spots, dude. I was getting so overheated. And I didn't have the luxury of our tent like you set up for us. So I'm just sitting in the bleachers, right? Melting. Dude, I bought like a $7 lemonade, drank it in 2 seconds. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to go home. And I started driving, dude. And I made it like 2 miles and had to go sit in the Taco Bell for like an hour and a half. It was so air conditioned in there. I just sat down, I ate some lunch, and I kept drinking Dr. Pepper after Dr. Pepper. And I was like, I have to go home. I got to suck it up. It's like an hour drive back. And I just finally got in there and just manned up and did it, dude. And that was the last of that no AC thing, dude. If you're AC, yeah.
AC in my Beamer's out, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah. And I have a really nice car. I think I have a really nice car. Yeah. It only has 70,000 miles on. It's a
you have a 416.
It's 2016 428. And dude, it just out of nowhere, my AC stopped working, and I went to the mechanic. He goes, "Your air compressor, the compressor's out." I'm like, "Dude, it only has 50,000 miles on it. What happened?" I don't know. So it's been out. It's been out all year, dude. And I'm trying to decide. Don't want to drive that or my wife's car up to Frogtown. Maybe I'll leave the BMW at home and take my wife's car.
Dude, you sound just like me. That thing was broken for a long time. I was like, just get it fixed. And I was like, do I want to keep the car? Do I want to fix the car? I just got it fixed finally. I just couldn't do it anymore.
How much was a air compressor?
With parts and labor and all, I think $1,038. I paid to get it.
My BMW would probably be $1,500. No way. Man. No way.
Yeah, and I didn't take it to a dealer. I just took it to one of those speedy oil change places, and they hooked it up for me, man. And they did a good job. They were done in a few hours, and it's the best $1,000 I've ever spent. All right, Kevin, we want to go over a magazine today. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Let's do a magazine review, man.
All right, so we haven't done this in a while, and me and Kevin couldn't come up with what we wanted to do today, and we don't have no guests.
No guests.
Yeah, we had one guy. I did get a Michael Diamond. He wants to come on. He's got a lot of feedback about Northern California riders, and he wanted to come on. He said he was slammed today. I guess he's working, so he can't come on. But eventually we're going to have him come on. He has a lot of knowledge, and I think that he would be great for trivia if we could ever do a trivia.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Okay, 1982.
You know what? No one doing trivia other than us, right?
Right, dude. We got to get a guest on. Oh, but I did watch your episode with Rainer, and it's weird because he's from Germany, and you would think he would be at a disadvantage.
No way, dude.
Oh, dude, his knowledge of BMX racing is vast, and I was listening to your show. I'm like, golly, this guy knows a lot. He's raced a lot of people. You know,
dude, I had no idea that I was interviewing the Stu Thompson of Germany. No idea, dude.
Right.
And I go, before we, I can't remember if it was before we started or after we started. I go, dude, so, did you ever, I think it was during the podcast where he was talking about all the races that he did. I go, hey, did you make the main? And he goes, I won, dude. I got 4 world titles and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, dude. I had no idea who I was talking to.
Yeah, because you look like a very average dude. But
I won 4 world titles and this, that, whatever. And on 2 on Cruiser, and I was like, wow, dude, I had no idea, man. I thought he was just another, a fast German guy. And
he had some serious sponsors. I raced for Skyway, I raced for Patterson, I raced for 09. I'm like, God dang, dude, I'm an American, and I had to buy all that stuff.
like an Indian, I said, I go, you guys do get all this stuff over there, right? Of course we got everything.
Yeah, we got everything. He even has a bike shop. I guess I heard him say it's still running,
dude,
and operating.
I researched his bike shop, and his dad they have a museum too, or a bike shop / museum. Okay. Anybody out there, just Google Rainer. I don't even want to pronounce Skardowski. In Germany, Rainer's bike shop in Germany, and you'll see some just disgustingly bitchin' bikes in this thing.
Oh, really?
All I can say is he's in BMX World BMX forums, all kinds of stuff, dude. So his bike shop is no joke.
Nice. And what was the podcast he goes on periodically? It was
Riders Ready, German podcast.
Yeah, okay.
And they only did one episode in English, and I just happened to listen to that one. And that's how I found it.
Yeah. I think you and I found it the same day. I'm like, yeah, I just found that on Facebook. Funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
All right, dude, this is 1982. This is an old one, man, and I hope we didn't look at this one already, man. I just grabbed it out of the box, so hopefully.
82 doesn't sound familiar, man.
Yeah, I know I've used it for trivia. I know I've done that, so maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
All right, well, let's take a look. I'm just going to crack it open, and then so this is pretty era correct. So 1982. So Alina seats. We'll start off with that. And they got the ET ad on there. And I love looking at these details, Kev. I go, wow, that's so awesome, because this movie was blowing up right around that time.
Yeah.
And Alina Seats is jumping all on that. They're like, hey, that's our seat in the movie.
I had a couple of them. I don't understand the resale value on those things. They're worth like, if you get a good one, they're worth like $1,000. I don't get it.
Cashamax version of that better though than the Alina seat, because I always thought the Alina seat was kind of like a cool seat, but it wasn't as cool as Cashamax. Back at least that was my opinion.
Hey, I agree with you, man. But the resale on those original ones, I think they repopped them, but the original ones are expensive.
Yeah. All right, so we got another ad. This is a Schwinn Predator ad, and this is, again, remember, this is 1982, so you got to kind of take that into account. But the bike spec'd out pretty well if you check a look at it, Kev. It's got alloy cranks on it. I know you hate the V-line bars. It's equipped with front brakes, rear brakes, and it has alloy cranks on there, which I think is pretty cool for the time. And so, again, I think we've talked about this before. Do you have any experience owning or riding a Schwinn at all?
I think I did have I think I did. Yeah, I did. Well, I put boss stickers on it.
I've done stuff like that. Okay, so this particular bike, I got a quick story. So there was a kid in my neighborhood. Actually, it was my grandmother's neighborhood. His name was David. And David wasn't a racer, but he had a Schwinn. I want to say it was a Schwinn Predator. If it was not a Schwinn Predator, it was equipped pretty much exactly like this, except it had red components. And I remember I was at my grandmother's house for a couple of days because it was summer, so I was spending the night over there for a few days. He comes over and knocks on the door because he knows I'm there and a couple of my other cousins. And he goes, hey, guys, let's go out and ride bikes. And we're like, okay, yeah. And he comes in the house, and he literally just lays his bike down on the front stoop of my grandmother's house. And we were in the house for like 5 minutes, came outside, and that thing was ghosted. It's gone, man. And I know we talk a lot about stolen bike stories, but that one just came to me, man. Dude, he was instantly crying. He was just like, I'm going to get in so much trouble. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, man. Your dad will understand. He goes, no, you paid a lot of money for that bike. And we saw him later that day, and he goes, yeah, my dad says I can't have any more bikes.
Oh, wow. Was that like a major street, or was it like on a normal neighborhood sidewalk, like street type?
Yeah, so my grandmother lived in Hayward, and she lived on something called Roost Road. So there was definitely traffic going back and forth in front of her house pretty steadily. But she also lived there was a cul-de-sac next to her house. So that's where all the neighborhood kids were. He lived in that cul-de-sac. So, but my grandmother's street was facing the house was facing the main street. So for somebody to grab it and take off would have been pretty easy to do. But man, that person, whoever took it, was just gone, just poof, gone. Bike's gone forever, you know. Here's a close shot of some of the components, Kev, that were on the bike. So you got you see the stem, that Haro style lever, but it's not Haro. I think it must be Diacomp. You think?
Yeah.
But check the cranks; those are pretty cool. Now, hey, Kev, you see that stem right there?
Yeah.
What do you
that's pretty good.
Look at that. Why is it tilting down like that? That's strange, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's similar to a Cook Brothers, right?
Does the Cook Brothers have a kind of An angle like that on it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move on here. And can you tell me, Kevin, what's the proper way to pronounce this? Is it Suzy hubs?
I was pronouncing Suzu.
I always wondered that because sometimes I feel like I've been saying it wrong for years. But these hubs are really cherry. Check those out.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, I definitely ran. I had a set of those on one of my early BMX bikes. I always thought those were cool hubs. And let's keep going here. Here's a classic Torquer ad. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You got Clint Miller, man, and the Hall & Oates look there, man. You got to love that, man. Okay, so this is what we were just talking about with the seats a minute ago. And then this is Cashamax seats. Now, these are probably the most popular seats in the the 80s of BMX.
Yeah.
I had, see the red one there in the middle? I definitely had that style seat a couple times, and then the blue one, that was like the last one I had, Cashmax style. Those seats you could still buy those seats to this day, the repop versions of them, and they're just rails now, and you just put them on like a modern seat post.
Yeah.
You know, they look really cool. I always thought they were great, you know. I don't know. Do you ever think about, dude, like when we're kids and you're riding your bikes for hours going all over the place, you know, and we're just sitting on those hard plastic seats all day long, dude?
My butt never hurt, dude. Never.
Man, I could tell you a story, man. I used to wear like Levi 501 jeans like all the time. That was just my pant of choice, right? Hell, I still wear them. But anyway, because I rode my bike so much, people would make fun of me. They go, dude, there's like your butt's all worn out from where you could see where your seat was. It was all white right there. That's pretty funny, dude.
We'd get in trouble because our pant leg get caught in the chain, and our right pant leg would be all chewed up from the chain, and my mom would get all pissed off at us.
Oh man, there's nothing worse than getting your pant. Oh, you know, my cousin did that. He got his he had his finger. He was checking the tension on his chain while riding, and his finger went right inside there, dude. Can you imagine that?
Did it mess it up, or just go all the way through?
It went through.
Did he go back, or did he have to go all the way, continue the rotation?
Oh, I don't know, man. I have to ask him. I hope he didn't go all the way around. Oh, God. Oh, okay. So here's some great shots. So this is the BMX Action Trick Team in its early days. And this is one great shot here. You got Mike Buff jumping over a Porsche 944.
To flat.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were talking about that, to flat. You want to kind of talk about that again?
I've always, you know, even though Jumpin' Jim Pratt's one of my heroes, he did ramp to ramp, but he did, 12 or 10 cars, whatever, ramp to ramp, which is good, which is great, right?
Yeah.
But I always have more respect for guys that are jumping to flat, and that's when all of our big jumps we did, 6 trash cans to flat, picnic table to flat. So I always thought that a real jumping has to go to flat, and Rainer agreed with me.
Yeah, here's a good example of that. These RL and Buff are launching, and they're just going to land on pavement.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah,
that clip I just released today about he said that he saw RL Osborne. Oh no, Mike Buff bunny hopping 20 people, and he goes, "Oh, I got to one up that shit," and he did 22 people. And the only reason why
I heard him say that, yeah,
the only reason he didn't do 23 is because he ran out of people.
I'd hate to be the guy on the end waiting to see if he can clear, man.
Yeah, we always put a girl on the end.
That's messed up, dude. Oh, here's a great OP ad, dude. Ocean Pacific and BMX kind of went together back then.
Yep. OP.
You and I talked about that in length, always wearing the OP gear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I love this one, Kevin. This is a Mongoose ad from 1982. And this looks like it's prior to like the more modern Super Gooses that we were seeing later.
To flat. That's an awesome pick.
Yeah, jumping over that old Suburban. You can buy that Hot Wheel, by the way. Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. If you ever find that,
That was Cosmala jumping, or who was it?
Ooh, let's see. That's a good idea. You know what? It does not say. It does not say who's the rider. It just says, don't try to duplicate it.
Or
do not attempt yourself.
Yeah.
Man,
awesome shot.
Yeah, and you look at the bike lineup, man, from 1982. We would have loved these when we were kids, right? Look at those.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, those are, man, that's such a great shot. That's the one thing.
That picture was taken up off the 118 in Simi Valley area.
Oh, you're familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah,
they put a lot of Westerns up there.
Did they really?
Yeah, like John Wayne Westerns and that type of thing.
Ah. Okay, this was one of the trivia ads that I had, or trivia questions I had. It was for Aero clothing, and I said, who was in the ads? And I said, these were the guys that were in the ad. I remember they got Polson, you got Stewart, Greg, and RL.
Yeah.
And this is all the Aero products that you could have got back then.
I don't remember. I know that Aero had leathers, but I don't remember riding Aero leathers for some reason.
Yeah, I remember, but I don't know the availability of it because I just don't remember seeing it like readily available. Everybody was on JT leathers, Max, and there was a lot of Haro and.
I was a Haro leather guy.
Yeah. I love this ad. We all know that this is Mike Buff on the Thun cranks. Am I saying that right, by the way?
You got called out in one of the videos. Did you know that?
Yeah, because I'm saying it wrong, right? What's it called?
Tune.
Okay. So, yeah, another thing I got wrong. Like I'm saying, because, there was no YouTube and the stuff wasn't on TV very often. So all you would do is just read it and hope right, So for years I was saying it wrong. So it's Tune.
The guy goes, dude, you mispronounced. It's not Thun, it's Tune.
I remember that, yeah. That's why I said, am I saying this wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a great shot of Bobby Woods, Ascot.
Okay.
That's a great one right there.
Ascot, I've been there. Good stuff.
Yeah, this is like your neighborhood, right?
Well, not South Bay, but we used to go to Ascot, watch the sprint car races with my dad.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, now this is some of the greatest shots. You got Greg Grubbs, and one of the best shots I've ever seen him do right here.
Yep.
That one's epic. That's definitely, I think that's Lonkarovich there on the Diamondback on the bottom.
Yeah. He's going over doubles now, or is he going like that has to be on doubles when he's doing that Leary.
Yeah, those are a set of doubles. And he's got a pretty good lead because if you look, this gives you an idea of how fast Pete was because that's Tommy Bracken's way back there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That gives you an idea of how fast Pete was, or Pete still is, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, what else? Oh, man, Kev, I love this shot. I think I told you the other day I love gate start pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, dude. That is one of my favorite shots. This is a great magazine.
That just looks like they have normal start, right? They're not doing like the snap. Do you think that's a snap or does it?
Oh, these guys are definitely in two-pedal starting form.
Right. What I'm saying is, okay, so like lean back and push forward, or were they
like a slingshot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those all look pretty clean because slingshots were kind of like I could kind of do that, but it was very risky, dude. If you lean back and you launch, if you do it wrong, you're guaranteed to flip over.
Microseconds, dude.
Exactly. You have to
be absolutely perfect.
You have nerves of steel for that. This is a great shot of Lee Medlin. Looks like he was on RRS at the time. What the funny thing about Lee Medlin is because I started riding in '82, and hence this magazine's '82. But prior to that, he was like all over the magazines. I've got a few '81s, and man, he was like everywhere.
Yeah, that picture of him in his bedroom with like 400 trophies. That's always a good picture.
Right. Yeah, that one's super classic. Great shot, and this is a profile. Man, this profile ad went on for like a decade.
Yeah.
They never changed it. It was pretty much just this. They didn't have to.
I always found it hard figuring out if a profile cranks are Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. there's like micro changes to them. I never understood what the changes were.
I wouldn't have the knowledge to know, honestly. Yeah, because their profiles, We got a great interview with Clarence Perry in here. Great shot there, and I think I didn't. It was funny because when you and I had talked to Mike Miranda, and we did the trivia with him. I didn't know he was at race 2. Do you remember him talking about that?
Yeah. What was his brother's nickname?
Oh God, I forgot already.
Yeah, dude. That was a while back, but yeah, we talked about that. And do you remember when we talked to Kent Lowry? And Kent Lowry was always racing Clarence. He's like,
yeah, he did
racing Clarence all the time.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm gonna show you a bike, and I know you're gonna get angry. Are you ready? Redline 600A.
Okay, so that doesn't look too bad.
That's not too bad, right?
I like that. That's a cool bike. That's what's wrong with that. Look at the seat tube angle. It's pretty normal.
Yeah, that one's not too shabby. I think it's still kicking back a little bit, but it's not. I wonder what inspired that steep angle like that.
I don't know.
Now I heard you and Rainer talking about. Yeah, you didn't even need a laid back seat post because you're on. All right, Oakleys, are you ready for this? What grips are these, Kev? Maybe you can. Oh, Oakley F1s. Do you know what it looks like before I show you?
No.
Dun-dun-dun.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said,
those grips were copied a lot.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I got a set right here that came on a pair of handlebars I got. But yeah, they were faked a lot out of China.
Oh, absolutely. And you can tell when they're fake because they're hard. They don't have that soft. Yeah. This is a great Murray ad. You and I have had a lot of talk recently about Huffy and Murray.
Yeah.
And that's a great ad. See how the bikes look sort of legit, even though they're not?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. And I love the Murray colors, by the way. And then my Zap Pad ad here. I know you're not a Zap Pad dude, but I was.
I had them at one point, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I loved when I saw Greg was wearing them. I was like, oh man, I got to get some of those. Okay, so had you ever did any lake jumping, man?
That's the one thing I wish I never had a chance to lake jump.
Look at these guys launching, dude. Is that nuts?
That is ridiculously bitching, dude.
It is.
That is so bitching.
Do you have any idea where that might be?
No idea, dude. But that is who's in that? It has to be RL.
Let's see. It says RL and Kosmala.
Yep.
Kos is on a cruiser, dude. Look at the height.
That is ridiculous. That is sick, dude. That is badass.
Man, that is an amazing shot, huh?
But our boy Danny V did lake jumping all the time.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I never did it. Yeah.
He told a story about when he went in and the bike got caught up. He got caught on the bike and the sprocket came down and ripped his leg wide open and it was like 40 stitches in his shin or something. He tells a story. If you go on to my old videos, it's called Blood in the Water. And
wow.
Danny tells a story about getting caught. Yeah, lake jumping.
That's just
him and Kent, actually. He used to lake jump with Kent.
Oh, okay. Well, it's ironic, dude, because I just showed you the ad of the Redline 600A, and they were testing that bike in this ad, so in this magazine. So this complete bike went for $275 in 1982.
Not too bad.
I would say that's a pretty good investment, right?
Yeah. Is that a chain guard on there? Does it have a chain guard?
No, there's no chain. I remember you called Jason chain guard instead of chain star.
Oh man, dude! I love that one, man.
This is a great Robinson ad. But this is when Danny Nelson, Travis Chipred, Sean Roberts, Todd Henry, Darren Peary, and Scott Stout, all factory Robinson riders at the time. Great shot.
Loved Robinson, dude. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great shot. IRC tires don't have much experience with these. How about you, Kev?
No experience at all.
Yeah, they look pretty nice. They look like Comp 2s. Oh, man. Okay, so if this ad from Ross doesn't scream 80s, nothing will for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Damn, look at that.
It's so cheesy, dude.
It's like a Robert Palmer video, dude.
What? So is he wearing a face mask or is he wearing a full face helmet? What's he wearing?
Full face Bell helmet with a Haro bubble visor on it. Your favorite visor of all time.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we got, Kev? I know we're running a little late. Kevin and I are going to shoot 2 today, right, Kev?
Yeah, dude, we have a big monster guest coming on tonight. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I'm going to take a nap before we reconvene tonight.
Hopefully, if you have a second, you can put some trivia questions together. Maybe we could do a little trivia thing with them tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll knock something out. Yeah, because the funny thing is about today, Kevin called me and I was still sleeping. I was all groggy. And I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, you don't sound enthused. I'm like, I'm good, dude. I just woke up.
Where's that Pena?
Yeah, I was like, I had to showered and dressed, then I felt like myself again. Oh, okay. Here we go. The Diamondback Silver Streak. We've had many conversations about that, but this is a really very, very, very cool ad from Diamondback.
Yep. And that's when I didn't realize that Diamondback won the Team Nora Cup 4 years in a row. Remember that? Yeah,
we talked about that. And this is for the Harry Larry Turbo and one of the most epic ads ever. And I wonder if you know what it's going to look like before I show you.
Yeah,
but this is one of the coolest ads ever.
Yeah, copy the Memorex ad.
Yeah. How the heck did they even pull this off? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they told a story on Guyverson's episode on Dirty Hours, I think. One of them.
Yeah. How did they have him suspended? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but they told a story. He shared the story how they did it.
I got to go back.
It may have been a plexiglass thing that he was laying on maybe or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good shot, though. This is the NBL Grands from 1982. We got some random shots in there, which is very, very cool. And
I found out that it was an NBL track and an ABA track. Did you read that on the comments?
I saw that. Oh, I was going to mention that to you, Kev. We should take all the comments and just cover them in the show one of these days.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Because
yeah,
I never did on the, I don't know, one of the last, these things are starting to run together, dude. One of the last ones, I think it releases, it was just us, so it doesn't release until next Sunday, or next Saturday. But Danny and I were lamenting about the difference between an ABA track and an NBL track, because I've heard people say, oh, I didn't like that. It was an NBL style track. And I was like, what's the difference? I never even knew until Colin commented and explained it. And then somebody else came behind him and further explained it. I guess ABA tracks were more cookie cutter, more turn straight, finish type of thing, versus NBL tracks were much more imaginative.
There was a point where there was an insurance issue with the ABA, and I remember when I was reading that gentleman's comment, I remember exactly what he was talking about, because at one point they were saying no doubles, and it was like you can have kind of a roller, but you had to be able to safely land on top of it. So there was some changes back. Yeah. I slightly remembered it when I was reading.
Not NBL, you're talking about ABA.
I think it had to have been ABA, but I can't remember, because I also know that there was definitely doubles everywhere, and some of them were kind of, you and I had some dialogue about it. Some of them were pretty hairy, you had to jump them, if you wanted to be competitive anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a great ad from Kuwahara with the great Gary Ellis. That's a great ad.
That's an ugly. The white uniforms are so much better, right?
You like the dark green and yellow ones, huh? Yeah, I like the white ones better. Yeah.
That's an ugly uniform.
Yeah, that I definitely agree. Oh man, here's a great shot of Toby Henderson, and he's pretty much tacoed his back wheel. I don't know if you've ever seen this one. Check that out.
No, but that's funny.
Yeah, he totally destroyed that back wheel. That thing was gone. And I think we're getting towards the end.
We did random confessions, and you asked me Toby Henderson Raleigh or Toby Henderson Hutch. Remember that? You asked me that question? Dude, if I go back there, I'd probably say Raleigh if I had another go around on it.
I think
thought about it, I'm all, dude.
Pretty cool in that Raleigh gear, dude.
Yeah. That picture of him with the I guess he took his goggles off and his complete head is covered in mud except for his goggle line. Have you ever seen that? That's good.
Yeah.
Man.
I've seen that.
That was Raleigh.
And here's a great shot of the original S&E bus. Now I know they have one now, but that's the original one. That's a great one right there. And this is interesting here, Kev, because this is Star Products. So this was prior to, I guess this was Greg Hill's father's thing.
Yeah.
And so this was prior to GHP. But if you look at this, that's definitely a GHP in the making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool setup.
Clean frame, dude. Clean.
You said your brother rode the early GHPs. Did he like them?
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, how many GHPs did you have? And he goes, I think I had 2. And we talked about him getting the GHP back from when he got stolen and how he got a new one.
Yeah.
And he always said, he goes, so he went from a PK Ripper to the Diamondback Turbo to the GHP. And he said that he didn't like the turbo very much at all, really, and that he went from the PK Ripper to his GHP. And the GHP was the fastest bike the best. I say fast. He liked that the best.
Yeah, it's probably because it was longer and more modern at the time for what it was. I should say, yeah.
Clean bike.
Yeah. We got a great Vans ad here. Look at this one. They're on this half pipe.
Yep.
That's a great shot. And then
former Main Bikes team member on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Gary Hazelhorse should be in that picture, right?
Let's see. Ron House. Yep. He's on the rim. Ron's in the air and he's doing that's your boy right there.
Yeah. On
the right. That's really cool, Kev. You know that guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know him. He was on the team before I got on, but he's a legendary Main Bikes team rider. He was on when Kevin Keller was on and Krupe and all those guys.
This right here, Kev, this is a GT ad, but one thing I was going to bring up, this is a cool ad, by the way, with all the GT products. You can see there's Frame and Forks, Rob Fate. Now you see this picture of Greg Hill with those blue forks?
Yeah.
That's the replica bike that we saw at Dirty Fest, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not his original bike, right? It was a replica.
It was somebody made a replica of it, but that was one of the most impressive ones. And later on, I told Kevin, I go, dude, that looks just like Greg Hill's bike. And then I was scrolling through Facebook like the week after Dirty Fest, and Greg was sitting on it going, man, this bike brings back memories. And I was like, whoa, that was. I just thought it was really
a picture of Toby sitting on the recreated Raleigh too?
Yeah, there was. That was awesome. Yeah. And that is it, my friend. I think we pretty much went through the whole thing. And what do you think, man?
That was fun, man. That was fun, dude.
This is how I end my videos. And that's it, guys. BMX Action 1982. And that's it.
Hey, you said so what do you think about me using BMX Action covers for the thumbnails now? Did you notice that?
Yeah, those are sick. And they grab a lot of attention.
Yeah. I basically gave up. Like, dude, I can't. That's the most stressful part about posting a video is the thumbnail for me. Like, it's like crazy. Like, I was always so stressed out. And I go, dude, I'm just gonna use BMX Action covers. Has anybody ever came at you across about using their picture for your videos?
Never, no. Sometimes people compliment, hey, man, thanks for using that.
Yeah. That's happened one time.
Yeah, and I remember one time, Kev, I was doing this magazine. It was I want to say it was an 80, probably in BMX Action 85, and there was a local thrashing zone article, and it was showing all these guys riding, and I was showing the pictures, and I glazed over one guy's shot, and that dude messaged me on Facebook, man, I was really disappointed, dude, because I was waiting for you to get to me, and then you just skipped right past it. And I apologize profusely, dude. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I have to look at the clock and realize how long I've been talking, and I have to keep moving, right? And I said, I'll make it up to you. And so at the very next video I did, I pulled out the same magazine. Hey, I'm going to give a shout out to so-and-so, and this is his shot. And I talked about it for a few minutes and made up for it. And yeah, then I sent him the link to the video. I go, hey man, here it is. You're right after the intro. And because I hate to disappoint people, dude, because to get into one of these magazines is like a 1 in a million, right? Unless you're famous, right? So yeah, I totally wanted to make up for that.
Yeah, I did a video for Who's Faster, 17 Experts or B Pros, and I used a picture of some guy that was on TNT with a TNT.
Yeah, TNT.
And someone said, "Hey, that's my picture, dude." I go, "Dude, I'm so sorry to use it." And he goes, "No, I'm flattered that you used my picture." I'm like, "Okay, whew, thank you very much." But yeah, man. Okay, dude. So I guess if we were smart, we would end this early, go relax, and get mentally prepared for tonight because we got a big one coming up tonight.
That sounds like a winner to me, man. It'll give me a chance.
Hopefully, there's a big announcement coming, and hopefully we will be able to get the exclusive. Right? I don't think it's come out yet.
Sounds good to me. Yeah. Hopefully.
All right, man. So go ahead and tell people what you do when you're not with me, bro.
Thank you, BMX. I'm on YouTube under Danny Pena BMX Racing, and it's kind of an example of what I do. I go through magazines, race reviews, all BMX race content all the time, once a week. Come to my channel, like and subscribe, and I've been building a personal PK Ripper recently, and I've been kind of like doing short videos on that, and that's been doing pretty good. People have been interested in that, and then of course I got all Kevin's shorts. All
my shorts, all our shorts.
For sure, yeah.
And in the last video that we did, I made a comment to Danny. I go, dude, I like this stuff a lot. I go, dude, you love this shit, dude.
Yeah.
And you do, man. I give you you love it. You love every word that comes out of your mouth. Well, I think both of our right. 100% of the stuff that we say, we honestly 100% really with authenticity, we that's what we think.
Right.
Yeah, and you love. I don't think I've ever seen a bike that you don't like.
Yeah, dude, I find value in everything.
Everything, man.
Yeah, I did I took one of our clips, and it was a random comparison with Jason. And if you, man, I know you saw it, but it's on my YouTube channel, man. I painstakingly put photos for every topic that we discussed, man. Dude, that was 40 pictures.
Yeah.
That I had to crop and center and put in there and make sure that I put the product that we talked about first. So if I said Eddie King or Harry Larry, I made sure they were in that order. And
they were similar pictures, same size, oriented correctly. Yeah, it was great. You did a great job.
Yeah, it was funny because Kevin calls me. He goes, dude, that was epic. And I go, man, to do that 2-minute video, it took me 2 hours. That was funny, man.
Oh, man. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much. If you'd like to support the BMX Podcast, please go to bmxpodcast.com. You can get a shirt such as this, a hat such as this. You can subscribe. You can watch Danny and I's videos, all that good stuff. You can. There's an email address to contact us. Thank you very much for stopping by, everybody. And so the snack bar's closed. They're loading up the bikes. What else is going on? What else? They turned off the water hoses, and until next week, the track is closed. Peace out, everybody.